Morning, Mr. Lesham here, and today we're gonna do completing the square. Now, completing the square, I delayed it a bit. It's a tricky one, I won't lie to you, but I've thought a lot about it. It might be sad or it might not be sad, it depends how you think about it, but I thought a lot about it the last few days, and I think I've got a good plan. So we're gonna build it slowly. Right. We normally write down a quadratic equation, a general quadratic, not equation, but quadratic expression like this. Okay? We started this year like that. Ax squared, it's a number times x squared plus bx plus c. But what I'm telling you now, don't worry, don't look at the books, Chloe. I know. Let me take you through it. I think I'm going to make it a little bit easier. We'll do small steps. So what I'm trying to tell you now that there's another way of writing it like that. So a times x plus p squared plus q. Again, a, p, and q are numbers. Now, you might ask, why would I want to do it? Let's leave the why for another lesson. I'm not going to deal with it now. Okay, it's an important question, but let's not get confused. So why we want to do it, let's leave it. Also, another simplification I'm going to use. I'm going to say, for this lesson, a is equal 1. So if a is equal 1 times x squared, I might as well get rid of that a, right? And here, if I've got 1 times this whole business, I can get rid of it. Okay, so we're just simplifying things. We will add that a, which is not 1, another lesson, okay? So, right, let's start with an example. For example, look at this expression. That's a quadratic expression, okay? It looks like this form, right? It's an x plus a number, square plus a number. Now, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to foil it, and I'll show you that it gives you something like that. Okay, let's do it. Can you see that one? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, so that's a good experience to try and get us to practice that formula. Remember the formula I write every lesson. A plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. All right, what should we have here? X squared plus 2 times x times 2 is plus 4x plus 4 plus 3. I still have that 3. Okay, right? So we can write it as x squared plus 4x plus 7. Okay? So you can see that anything that looks like that, I can turn into here. That is very easy. I hope you agree with me. Going from this form to that form is very easy. The question, how can I do the other way? I'm not going to give you this way. I'm going to write it like this. And I want to get to that. I want to get to that. Okay, I'm going to just pause here for a minute. So again, I'm going to start now here. And I want to find my steps back. I'm working backward. Okay? Working backward to here. Okay? That's called completing the square. Okay? Now, I'm going to show that to you. It's going to confuse you. Hold on to the questions. I want to do 2 examples, and then you can ask questions, okay? So what I'm going to do is like this. I'm going to have x plus a certain number, which I need to find out. Let's give it the orange. Okay, I'll have a number here. I'm going to square it. Okay, so that's that p I need to find. Plus, okay, and then I'll have that plus 7. Okay? Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to write here half of that number. So what's half of that number? 2. Okay? But then, and again, I'm not going to explain why I'm doing it. Not now, maybe later. I must also minus the square of that number. Okay? Don't worry, I know you're freaking out. Give me 2 examples to solve, and then you can ask questions. Let's just see that it's correct. Let's just see that it's correct. If I open this, I should get back that. So let's try that. Let's try it here. X plus 2 squared. At this point, I'm going to put a question mark because you don't believe me. I'm just showing you that. I don't know if it's true. So let's try it. X plus 2 squared minus 2 squared plus 7. How much is that? Let's open that one. X squared plus 4x plus 4. What is minus 2 squared? Minus 4. Then you see what happening here? Plus 7. So that's x squared plus 4x, 4 minus 4 plus 7. Did it work?
Yes.
It worked. Okay, hang on. Okay? Alright? Right, let me do one more example and then questions, okay? Alright, let's get another one. Okay, so let's do, give me another one. X squared, what do you want to do now? No, let's keep it, we had 4, but I want an even number. Let's leave it.
6.
Plus 6. Plus 6x, give me another number. Shall we do minus as well to make it a little bit different?
No, let's start with the positive.
Okay.
Let's start with the easy one.
Plus 9. Oh, that's really too easy actually. Let's not do that.
Okay. Plus 12.
Plus 12. Plus 12. Okay, right. So what we're going to write is going to be x plus a certain number. We're going to square this whole business. And then we're going to minus a number. I'm not sure what that number is yet. Okay? And then we're going to do plus 12. Okay? Shall I write that a little bit lower? Or are you not getting confused? I'm just going to put a line here. Okay? Alright. What is that number?
You said like we take half of like the middle term.
Okay, half of the middle term, in other words 3.
Yeah.
Not 3x, half of that number. So x plus 3. And then what do I have to do as well? Minus 3 squared. I have to, whatever I'm adding here, I might need to minus the square of that. Because hopefully it's going to minus that business here. That's what it's doing. So let's find that out. Okay, so x plus 3. Hang on. What I should write down, and I didn't do it there. I didn't do it there. You're never going to leave it like that. We need to tidy it up. Okay? What is minus 3 squared plus 12? It's minus 9 plus 12. How much is that?
3.
Plus 3. Yeah? Because minus 9 plus 12 is 3, right? So what I hopefully found out, I'm saying hopefully because it might not be wrong, I'm putting question mark, that if I want to complete the square, why am I calling it completing the square? Because I don't know, it's the square of something, okay? Then I do it like that. But now I need to check to see that it's right, okay? You're not going to have to do it in a test. You don't have to check. If you have time, do it. But you don't have to. I'm just trying to convince you that this method works. Okay? So let's try and go from here to there. See, hopefully we get the same thing. Okay, how much is that? What should I write here? X squared plus 6x. Ooh, it's getting better. Plus 9 plus 3. Hey, it works like 12. It works. Okay? I'll repeat what I've done here and now it's going to be questions. Okay? So, if I want to complete the square, if I want to go from here to there, I'm going to write it as x plus a number. That number needs to be half of the middle term. Half of the middle term. Okay? Here half the middle term was 2. Here half of the middle term was 3. I square that. But then I must minus the square of this. Minus 3 squared. In this case it was, okay, in this case it was minus 3 squared. In this case it was minus 2 squared. I still need to add the last number. Okay? Here I forgot to write down, this is not the answer, final answer. You should write it down as x plus 2 squared minus 4 plus 7 should also be plus 3. Okay? Alright? And that's what I get. I'm going to pause now and we'll get some questions. Alright, so our next example, okay, we still have that form. We're still keeping a equal 1, but there's 2 different things here. One I already did for you, but not in the camera, that I have a negative number. That's not difficult, it wasn't difficult for you. But now I have also an even, not an even, odd number. Again, it's not a big deal, okay? It's going to be x. Now I'm going to have a minus instead of the plus. Right? Because the formula that I'm working with is a minus b squared, which is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So I must have minus. Okay, I'll have some kind of mysterious number that we'll figure out what that number is in a second. I'm squaring this whole business. I'm again going to square this mysterious number. And I'm still going to add the 5 there.
Okay.
Okay. How do I find that number? Normally, what do I do?
You divide by
Half the middle term. Same thing, but now it's not an even number. So what will it be?
I want to know.
5,5.
Would you put?
Yeah.
You put like
You can put 5.5. I like to write fractions first, but because sometimes you might have really nasty fraction, like 7 divided by 4. Okay? And then if you kind of start putting decimal places and you round up, you don't want to round up in this place. So keep it as a fraction.
That's fine.
Okay. Now obviously I'm going to have this as 11 divided by 2. Okay? And then we find what that is. Okay? X minus 11. And there's nothing wrong. You can leave answers like that in maths. Okay? Alright, now we just need the calculator. So please fit that into the calculator.
It's
Minus
121 over 4.
plus 5.
Huh?
How much? How much?
5.
In a fraction. I'd like to do in a fraction. Is it not coming out nicely?
It's better when you do it in a fraction.
11 over 11 over
Isn't it
2
negative 11 over 2
squared
Negative 101 over 4.
plus 5. So I'll get, okay, no, I'm getting 35,25. Is that what you're getting?
Yes.
You can write that now.
So, but don't you put it in a bracket?
Is it not negative 2?
Minus then 11 over 2 squared.
So what you're going to do is minus 11 squared over, or let's show, we write like this. 121 divided by 4 plus 5.
I'm not writing
Don't
it.
you
Yeah.
put it in a
That'll be
bracket?
141.
Well, all of that.
No, not all of it. So
the
it
one-
says minus and then in bracket 11 over 2 and then squared.
So make it
plus five.
positive.
No, up there.
Actually-
Ah.
In the bracket.
Alright. No. No. I think what you're telling me is, should I do it like this?
Yeah.
And then it becomes a positive.
No. You put the bracket just after the minus.
So
But it will stay.
Ah, yeah. I can put brackets here. It doesn't matter. As long as your brackets don't include the minus, because then it will turn into positive. We shouldn't. Because what we want, okay, I'm not going to get into why we're actually doing this term. Maybe that will be in another lesson. Let's keep it simple. Okay? So if I want to write it like this, how much is that going to be? Oh. Okay?
935,25.
It's 100, it's good. I'm timing it by 4, right? So it's 100. So this is going to be 121 minus 121 plus 20.
Oh, he's doing it the
Yeah?
Can you just do it in your calculator?
You can do it in the
Ah,
calculator.
that's
You
all.
Okay,
can-
and then what would you end up with?
So anyway, it's going to be minus 101 divided by 4, I think is the
Yeah.
answer.
That's
Yeah? Okay. You can use a calculator. You can use the calculator. Use the calculator. All I did here is, look, I did,
Don't tell us it's fun. We use the calculator.
but Finn wants to know. Never mind. You use the calculator. And that's it. Now, I'm not going to ask you, but you can do it if you're a little bit sitting at home and you're a bit bored. You can just open this and see that you get the same, you get this, if you really want to. Okay? I am going to end this session with writing like a formula for you maybe to remember. Okay? So if I have x squared plus bx plus c, and I want to write it like this, what I gotta do is x plus, you guys gonna help me, okay? X plus something squared. What would I have that something here?
B over 2.
That's it, it's b over 2. So whatever b is, halve it. It's the coefficient of the x. Okay? And then I must do b over 2, and here, Simon, I must put in brackets. Yeah? Okay? So, yeah. I see what you're saying, Simon. I must have put the brackets here. Otherwise, I would only square the 11. You're absolutely right. Okay? I need to square the whole thing. And then plus c. Okay? So that's your formula. Okay? And what you still need to find out, once you know what b over 2 is, to add these together, right? To add these. You obviously you don't want to leave it as like that. This is not the final answer. You need to turn it into something
Is
like
that
that.
a new like formula thingy?
That is the formula to explain how is a recipe. This is a recipe how to go from here to there, or from here to there. What do? You say x plus half of the middle term, so b over 2. B is the middle
So that
term.
would be your answer now, minus 101 over 4.
That's the final answer.
Okay.
That's the final answer. And this is a formula that gives you a recipe when you don't know what b is. You know, in our mind, we just say, just take half of that middle term. So that formula, it helps some people, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to pause here. In fact, I'm going to stop. Let's do
Wait,
some work.
I'm like confused. So wait, how did you get?
That is not